Can Bill Belichick transform the Carolina way in UNC football? Imagine a scenario where one of the greatest minds in sports history decides to tackle a program with a lukewarm track record. That's exactly what's happening at the University of North Carolina, where Bill Belichick, the legendary six-time Super Bowl champion, is taking the helm of a football program that has struggled for decades. This article is part of the Program Builder series, which delves into the behind-the-scenes efforts of executives and individuals shaping the future of their sports. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. On mornings like this, Chapel Hill lives up to its nickname, the southern part of heaven. Dew glistens on the grass, and the sky is a perfect Carolina blue. For the first time in 9 months, everything seems peaceful. Until 19 a.m., when an air horn blares, shattering the tranquility. Reporters scramble through a tarp-covered gate, cameras in hand, all focused on one person, Bill Belichick, the new head coach of the UNC football team. Wearing calf-high white socks and chunky white sneakers, Belichick stands out, twirling a whistle between his fingers, just as he always has. During the 12-minute viewing period, Belichick keeps his distance, allowing his players, without names on their jerseys, to do little more than stretch. His military-grade secrecy has followed him to college, but the intrigue is palpable. Excitement for us is every day. Our meetings, our practices, our opportunity to get better, Belichick says, his expression as stoic as ever. We're ready for it. Belichick's credentials speak for themselves. He's arguably the best football coach of all time, and his decision to join UNC is nothing short of surprising. The Tar Heels have had only one double-digit win season in the past 25 years and no significant football legacy. Despite producing NFL legends like Lawrence Taylor and Julius Peppers, UNC's 157-156 record over the past quarter century tells the story of a program in need of a major overhaul. To be candid, says UNC Chancellor Lee Roberts, who led the effort to hire Belichick in December, football wasn't really where we wanted it to be. This is why UNC, a basketball powerhouse known for Michael Jordan's legacy, decided to make a bold move. As the school prepares for one of the most anticipated openers in Tar Heels history, a primetime Labor Day game against TCU, the commitment is becoming tangible. UNC's student store is a makeshift football tailgate with copies of Belichick's book under a Carolina blue canopy and rows of black Chapel Bill hoodies. Shops on Franklin Street are adorned with Belichick-themed merchandise, and high school visitors are snatching up commemorative newspapers from the daily Tar Heel boxes. Hopefully, we can put a good product on the field and make the nights the type of games that people want to come to the stadium to see, Belichick says. The decision to bring in Belichick is multifaceted. In the modern college sports landscape, football-driven conference realignment and the astronomical paydays that come with it are defining factors. Schools are now paying athletes directly, with some earning up to $20.5 million annually. Given these changes, how could UNC afford to keep sidelining its most profitable sport, which also subsidizes its Olympic sports programs? When you hire somebody like Bill, it's not just somebody like Bill. You hire Bill. It says, hey, we're making a statement, says athletic director Bubba Cunningham. Now let's make it work. Easier said than done, of course. Belichick, 73, has never coached a college game, but his track record demands respect. The real question is, can one man revitalize a program, propel it into the future, and create a lasting football culture in Chapel Hill? When Steve Newmark, a former NASCAR executive and Chapel Hill native, first heard about Belichick's interest in UNC's opening, he was skeptical. But in December, Belichick's pitch to a 4-person committee changed everything. His detailed football strategy, combined with his plans for donor engagement, third-party revenue opportunities, And post-graduation support for players shifted the entire search process. It changed the dynamic of the entire search process. Newmark says, it put the onus back on UNC to confront both their reality and their future ambitions. To attract and support Belichick, UNC had to break from its tradition of financial conservatism. The school, which typically doesn't rank in the top 25 for athletic spending, has always overperformed with limited resources. But with rising costs and a desire to remain competitive, this was the next logical step. Would UNC have committed $10 million to any other candidate? Or guaranteed assistant coaching salaries on par with national champions like Georgia and Ohio State? Clearly, Belichick was a different proposition. Since his hiring, Belichick has transformed UNC football into a financial rocket ship. Season tickets, including premium seating, sold out faster than ever. And the school expects to earn $7 million more in ticket sales this season. Merchandise and concessions are projected to bring in an additional $750,000. And the Rams Club, UNC's athletics donor group, has grown to a record 22,500 members, raising $18.1 million in the 2024 to 2025 fiscal year, a 37% increase from the previous year. Belichick has been proactive in engaging donors, speaking at alumni events across the country, from Raleigh and Charlotte to Chicago, Atlanta, New York, and Nantucket. Media coverage has surged, and Hulu will document UNC season in a docuseries. The school received 183 media credential requests for the TCU opener, the most ever. In a lot of ways, it's already been tremendously successful, Roberts says. UNC is also working to create a pre-game atmosphere that rivals the best in college football. The Chapel Thrill pre-game concert series and Modelo Kickoff Club will feature a massive stage and beer garden on the main quad, transforming the Wilson Library into a festive hub. We feel a responsibility to accommodate the high demand in a different way, says Rick Barakat, UNC's first chief revenue officer. We think it's a build it and they will come situation. Week 1 will be a test case, with ESPN hosting a pre-game show live from campus, featuring coaches like Nick Saban, Teddy Bruschi, and Pat McAfee. There's no precedent for UNC hiring someone of Belichick's caliber to turn around its football program. The last time UNC made a significant hire was in 2007, when it brought in Butch Davis, who had a strong college football background. Despite initial success, the program faced NCAA investigations and academic scandals, leading to Davis's firing and a setback that the school is still recovering from. Beyond that, UNC's most relevant football era was during Mack Brown's tenure in the 1990s, when the Tar Heels finished 6th nationally in 1997. However, they never became serious national title contenders. When Brown left for Texas, UNC couldn't match the financial offer, and Brown eventually won a title with the Longhorns. UNC's best seasons since then have been outliers, and maintaining consistent enthusiasm has been a challenge. Former UNC running back Elijah Hood notes that while UNC experienced success in 2015, it didn't capitalize on it. Teams like Alabama and Ohio State keep that edge, and once you get a hold of it, you can't let it go, Hood says. We experienced it in 2015, but we kind of fumbled it a little bit. But not anymore. The Tar Heels are counting on Belichick to change that. Ken Huff, an All-America offensive lineman in the 1970s, and a current Chapel Hill business owner, is optimistic about the Belichick era. He envisions a top 20 program that regularly competes in the expanded college football playoff. I see great success in the next 3 years, Huff says. Then North Carolina could be a destination for coaches, not just a stopover. UNC's decision to hire Belichick reflects the growing importance of football in college sports. Football drives revenue, and schools that don't invest risk falling behind. Kansas recently opened a renovated football stadium as part of a $450 million project. And Indiana rewarded its coach with an $8 million annual contract after a successful season. Even Duke, a traditional basketball school, is showing serious commitment to football, signing a coveted transfer quarterback with a deal worth up to $4 million. For UNC, it's all about Belichick. His hiring has helped the school move beyond its conservative past, with potential field logos, jersey patches, and naming rights deals for Kenan Stadium. Barakat predicts that this season, UNC will announce several significant six-figure plus sponsorships tied to Tar Heels football. That's indicative of the impact of the Belichick hire, Barakat says. Former athletic director Dick Badur notes that UNC's traditional values may no longer apply in the modern sports landscape. The school must adapt to thrive, not just survive. To me, being an old guard, we have to let the old guard go, Badur says. It doesn't mean you always go to the pro ranks, but you have to have the mentality of how to thrive. Hubert Davis, a former UNC star and current men's basketball coach, understands why UNC needed to make this bet. Football success elevates all other sports, and it's crucial for UNC's overall athletic department, which includes 7 national championship winning sports. Does better football elevate every other sport? 100%, Davis says. It's important that football is really good. The concern is real, not just in Chapel Hill, but throughout college sports. Those who don't invest in football risk being left behind in the next reorganization. This is your audition, says Bob Thompson, a sports media consultant. People are going to be looking at your commitment to the program, the money you've put in, your facilities, and your long-term plan. As the flagship school in a growing state, UNC is well positioned for a promotion. However, with conferences like the ACC adopting performance-based revenue distribution, the stakes are higher. UNC aims to secure a share of the $20 million per year that schools like Clemson could earn. Belichick's appeal, combined with the drama of his personal life, ensures that everyone will be watching. Days before UNC's opener, Belichick indirectly announces that South Alabama transfer Gio Lopez will be the starting quarterback. When a reporter follows up, Belichick deadpans, "I thought we just did," flashing a toothy grin. This subtle remark hints at a more relaxed Belichick, one who is integrating into the college community. He's bought pizza for fraternity parties, attended other sports events, and slowly become the face of Tar Heels football. The real test, however, is whether Belichick can improve the culture of football fandom in Chapel Hill. Winning is crucial, but changing the fan base's perception may be his toughest challenge yet. But the past 9 months have shown that Belichick has already changed the way UNC operates. He's the only coach who could unite the entire UNC community, and he has, even as the school figures out how to navigate its new trajectory. We're the only one that's got Bill Belichick, Barakat says. We're the only one that has a 6-time Super Bowl winning coach.